that opening scene just pulled me into the show, and I've been loving it ever since. What playing in the sandbox in this world of sci-fi, but it's sci-fi and horror as well. What has it been like to be a part of the show and to really tell this story?
With no one,
For me, it was like really exciting. I'm really interested in the idea of what genre can do in terms of like giving a message in a way that doesn't feel like you're being given a message. Because like, it's like when we were kids and our parents told us to do something, we didn't want to do it because we were being told what to do. Whereas I think in this playground, we can like cover it in pretty things or ugly things or whatever. And to me, the best message and most interesting message was, how do we treat people that we perceive as different? That not, and like we kind of have these weird rules for what's different, and like what we think is okay and not okay. And that to me was like the most fascinating thing about this story.
Completely agree, honestly, with everything about that. And I just think in terms of getting to live in a very different world where circumstances are very different, it's so different to where we are, so much more can be expressed and accepted. So it's just a gift of a world.
As sisters, your relationship is maybe the most important part of this show. So on set, like, how did your guys' relationship change and evolve over time with filming?
Did it? We kind of just started where we are now.
I kind of agree. Yeah.
I'm going to say Romy is super, what you see is what you get with her. She's one of those genuine people, probably the most genuine person I've ever met. And so it's like, there was never any wall to break down. Like with a lot of people, there's barriers to break down. And I don't think either of us really have those with people that we feel safe with. We're just like, well, you seem cool, so I'm just going to be like, hey, I'm really insecure today or whatever. And so we just started out the gate, I think, trusting, like, you seem cool. And there was nowhere to go after that other than deeper.
Pretty accurate. I feel like the second Mel lost her car, the first day that we really got to know each other, and we were just chatting and talking. We were talking about kind of our goals and hopes for what the show and the sisters are, and we just looked at each other and we were like, great, we're completely on the same page, and we want to do this together, and we want to play and set the tone. So I'm very lucky, and I'm very lucky that Mel's now another big sister in my life too.
And I have a new little sister. But I don't have any real ones, but I know what you mean.
You've got many fake ones.
I have 2. Oh, 3. Yep. We'll do the math after.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I think one of the great things about this show is, yes, it plays like sci-fi and people coming back to life, but really the heart of the show is that there's so many deep, difficult human emotions and experiences that everyone's dealing with. How did you deal with those and your characters in this show? That's I know.
A lot of research, honestly, for me, for M, just because of all of her background with OI and addiction. It was really important to me that I understood what I was portraying on screen, and I understood it to the best of my ability. And then on top of that, I think just any conversation around mental health needs to be done very delicately and appropriately, but it also needs to be talked about, and it needs to be seen on TV. It's important, it's real, we all, like it, people deal with it, and we don't know how people deal with it. I love what you said about we decide who's different. Yeah. But like, we don't know what anyone is going through, and you can be struggling really invisibly, and I think that honestly the most important thing to me was that I understood what I was talking about and I was able to confidently do it, because I feel really grateful to be a part of those conversations now.
So Dana was a dick when she called your room a den of doom and was like really flippant about your mental health. You're
saying I mean she was a big sister about it completely. Okay, 1,000%.
I went, without going into too many details, I will start crying. I lost a friend when we were shooting. Oh.
Sorry.
That's okay. So there wasn't, I was just, just brought that. And like, it was interesting though, because half the time I was like, oh, none of this matters. Like, it can go at any time. and who cares? And weirdly, that like let me make it less scary, because I was like, if I hope people like the show, but if they don't, I'm alive and I'm healthy for now. So, yeah.
And I love you.
I love you.
This question's for Melanie. So, how does your character reconcile her duty to the badge while at the same time protecting her family, especially when those two things are in conflict?
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Can you ask me that again? I'm so sorry. That's a really good question.
So, how do you reconcile your duty to the badge and your duty to your family when those two things are in conflict?
Jeez. I think for Dana, and I love this about her, I think the duty of the badge does not supersede humanity. And so if there is a conflict between humanity and the badge, she will always choose humanity, even if it gets her in trouble. And then I think with her dad, it's very complicated, because there is a certain amount of like, he's her kid, and like he kind of doesn't trust her, and so then that gets a bit muddy. But yeah, I think like, I mean, little sister stole her car, and she was kind of a little bit like, stole my car. Like, I don't know. I think again, it's just like family comes first, and then family first, human second, badge seventh.
Yeah. Thank you.
Romy, this is for you. Now, playing a character of somebody that was revived, right? So,
Romy, you were revived?
yes.
You
Don't
were
tell anyone. Dad's freaked out.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Spoiler.
Well, your character seemed like both fragile and terrified based on what's going on. How did you juggle that, coming into the role and trying to figure out sort of like what that right balance is of playing a character where you're dealing with all this sort of thing, and then comparing that to sort of like what goes on outside world. You just gave a example of you losing your friend and stuff that's outside world, and then you're like playing this character. So how did you balance that going in this role?
Again, I think just a lot of research about mental health is really important. Also, it's a very important discussion to me and a lot of people in my life as well. So just being familiar with how, also there's no really right way to be anxious or depressed. There's not. Everyone experiences things differently. And I feel like with M, I actually spoke about this a lot with Amanda Rowe, who directed the first 5 episodes. The vulnerability was always there, but it wasn't always seen. So when they started, like when the sisters started talking, I'm feeling all of her emotions really for the first time, because she's been numbing her pain for years and years. She hasn't allowed herself to come to terms with this. And then there's something about the power of actually feeling things. And then realizing that everything that you've been told makes you weak actually makes you the most badass person in the possible world. And I feel like I can't compare my life to M's by any means, but being a petite young woman, I have been doubted many times. I've been told I can't do some things, and then when I've done them, I've felt superior. And it's just like, to get to learn that with M and portray that through M was just a dream come true.